Good morning, everybody, and this is your S&P 500 day trade setups for today. So, typical end of the month price action, big ups and big downs, and I think what you do need to pay attention to is there were sellers there for a reason, and if you look to the left, there is some interaction there. It's not perfect, and there were buyers there. So, if you look to the left, you can see the reason for that. There was quite a bit of interaction there. So oscillators have sort of continued in a downward trend. I won't say they're anywhere at the moment. They're kind of in the middle of nowhere. We are moving down quite rapidly right now in the after hours session. So it is sort of the start of a long weekend in the US, July the 4th weekend. I think Monday is a public holiday for them. But that's kind of normally what you see in a situation like that is you'll see traders leaving early. So you'll have a really volatile or busy morning, and then it starts tapering off. So I think upper level and lower level, pay attention to them today. If we move down through the time frames, you can see there was a lot of support that was tried to find here. Then we dropped, and we were looking for the retest of the range. And I'm just going to use a box for that because that was kind of what we were looking for. Didn't quite play out like we were expecting it to play out, to be honest. So this is the area you're looking for support, but basically it found a different version up here. Important to note, we had a bullish crossover of the moving averages early in the week, and it is now a bearish crossover with the oscillators looking like they're going to cross over again. So we are still looking for shorts, and we're looking for opportunities to be short. So guys, I do not jump in short at the bottom. I wait for the pullbacks onto retest. So if you ask me a silly question and I give you a silly answer, don't be offended, but I've been burnt many times. So rather just follow my lead if you're not sure. Otherwise, make sure you know of your trading strategy. Right. If we're down at the hour, and this is where we want to be playing, there was a little bit of buying that happened here. You can see that. So I think that is the first line in the sand. If I look to the left, there's a fairly decent amount of potential resistance there. So there are two scenarios here, guys. The one is a retest of 37.66 for an opportunity to the downside. Another one, which is also very possible, depending on what happens in Europe, there's a whole lot of manufacturing data coming out today across the globe, so through Europe and the US. So that may impact price action as well. So this 3801, so 3800, remember we've been quite volatile at this area, so above and below it, not really call that a rejection, but not I prefer a rejection on the number, so we could still pull back to that 3800. So important to note as well, we've got a full crossover of the moving averages on the 1 hour. We have a massive head and shoulders set up. Here is the neckline here. So you can see this right shoulder is starting to form. So three scenarios. First one is a pullback all the way to 3800. That would be a selling opportunity for me. Stop above the swing high of yesterday. The next one would be 3766, pullback there, and a decent bit of price action. Rejecting that level would be a sell. Stop is going to be above the high of the day. And then the next one is going to need to be a break and retest of 3741. Not a break. I want a break. I want price to come back and retest structure before jumping in short on that. And if that happens, there's a fairly decent head and shoulders here, which may just play out. Just bear in mind it is end of week. So we've had end of month yesterday, which volatile. So end of week, Friday, normally, yeah, there is some profit taking that may happen before a long weekend as well. So that's kind of the structure we've got. If we look at the 15-minute, it was really volatile yesterday. Wasn't really, when we did the video, there wasn't really an opportunity. Then we were looking for a retest here, got an exhaustion bar above it, and then we started getting some price action. So I suppose we could argue, when you saw this kind of stuff, you could have got in, would have been a 400-point stop loss though. I suppose it's a bit rich for me anyway. So that was not a trade for me. But then we had this confusion going into the close. Look how wide this the selling and buying ranges here. Anyway, that's kind of my view. Wait for the pullback, and you can pick up on this little level here as well. So we can pick up here. So that would be 37.72, 37.73 would be an opportunity as well. So wait for the pullback, wait for structure, wait for Europe to open at least, and then take it from there. But I wouldn't be too surprised to see price come back up between 3,800 and 37.73 during the US session. So come back up and then reject. I don't, unless the manufacturing data in Europe is really, really bad, then you're probably going to get a rampant break of 37.41, which is probably going to lead us out to start testing these lows here. And I think it's well worth putting in a target level at the moment. First target level is going to be right here at 37.09, and you'll probably find 3700 would be the opportunity. So if I do that, you're talking about 300 pips to, or between 600 and 300 pips, depending what price does with us. One thing to note, this head and shoulders, if it does break, let's just get the target for that. That would be pretty important, I think. So it's basically going to be this range here. And you can see that comes down to test the lows, and it's actually quite spot on. There's the inside tail there. So that head and shoulder target is 36.61 or 36.60. I would say 36.65 would probably be the target that I'd take profit. Anyway, that's kind of my view for today. Well worth watching today. I think this head and shoulders is pretty well structured, and there's a lot of data that could actually add the catalyst that we need to drive it down. So that's kind of my view. Looking for shorts, but we wait for the retest before we jump in short. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you on. We'll catch up with you on Monday morning. Not sure the US markets will be open, but the rest of the market should be open. Anyway, enjoy the weekend. Cheers for now.